Hello, today we're going to be talking about counterclaims and how to write them. So let's dive into what is a counterclaim. So a counter argument is a literary device used in argument writing where one acknowledges a point made by one's opponent or the opposite side. It allows for a different opinion and approach towards the issue, indicating an understanding of what causes the actual debate or controversy. It demonstrates that the writer is a mature thinker and has considered the issue from all angles. So this is basically just like your argument. So you know when like someone says something, they're like, "You're wrong." Basically, you're just saying, "Well, I'm not wrong. You are." Because and then just like this thing that I do like that word but but anyway, so this is going to just like make your writing more sophisticated and make you look smarter and like you understand stuff. So this is like definitely a great way that writers use counter arguments, and people use this too, like in debates. Like lawyers are constantly using this type of thinking as well. So we want to definitely do the same way. So some outline words that you might use is like, on the other hand, people may say that, however, therefore, just like building your argument strongly. So there's 3 steps of providing a strong counter argument for your opponent or like the opposite side. You're not like going against someone. But anyways, first you're introducing your opponent's or the opposite side's argument and deciding where it's strong, weak, true, or false. So there might be a few, good points in there, but overall you're debating. You are out saying like my point is right, I am right, they are wrong, I know best. We're also providing counter arguments and counter evidence. So they might, have this evidence, but you're saying, but this is stronger on this side, which is really fun. So we're going to actually do elementary schools. I forgot to change this, but the question is, should elementary school students have cell phones? Like thinking about why they should or should not. So we're going to read actually a little example and talk about it. But before we get into that, here's some more sentence frames. So I would definitely pause this video and take a picture of this so you can use this as your reference going forward. So some good ones, like some people might argue, well, that may be the case, that is not the case, nevertheless, my point still stands. So we're looking at those transitional words like but, yet, however, nevertheless. I don't know what the word is that's behind my face, but yeah. All right, so let's look at an example. So it says, I believe kids, should not have cell phones for several reasons. First, young children may not yet have the maturity to handle the responsibilities of owning a cell phone, which can lead to distractions in class and at home. Additionally, excessive screen time at a young age could hinder social and cognitive development. Instead, children should focus on building face-to-face relationships and developing essential communication skills. While technology has its benefits, such as educational apps and staying connected with family, these can be accessed under parental supervision on a shared device. Overall, it is important to consider the development needs of children and encourage healthy digital habits from an early age. So I want you to pause this video and reread this paragraph. I encourage you to reread out loud because we love doing that. And then we're going to, this one has like, I'm seeing like one counter argument, but we're going to look at another example after we get back from our reread, where we're looking at it to see where we can add a little more counter arguments to strengthen our paragraph. Okay, so here once again, here are some sentence frames. Just keep giving me those sentence frames. Another screenshot would be perfect. So some will argue, these on the other side of the issue may say, it is true that, while it is true that, blah, blah, blah. Or you can use it just using one word like, but, yet, however, still, nevertheless. I love the word however. That's like my favorite one to use. But and however. That's a go-to. All right, so I kind of highlighted where we can use this. So the original paragraph did have wild technology, and then I just added this extra sentence of however to make it a little bit more intense. All right, so I'm not going to read the whole thing again. Let's just start where the sentence before why technology. So it says instead. So it says, instead, children should focus on building face-to-face relationships and developing essential communication, while technologies, in a counter argument, has its benefits such as educational apps and staying connected with families. These can be accessed under parent supervision on shared device. Now I'm going to further adding to this point about the shared device to really, really drive in the point that elementary kids should not have cell phones. However, it is important that kids don't spend all their time learning online. How overall it is important to consider the development needs of children and encourage healthy digital habits from an early age. So notice how like we didn't add that much or change that much, but we did try and talk about that counter argument a little bit more in this, and we kind of added to it, be like, although they can use the technology online with their parents' permission. However, we still don't want them to spend that much time online learning. And it's just made a little bit stronger, a paragraph a little bit stronger. We might convince some people in this one. So that is it. So if you have any questions, feel free to call, text, or email me, and I'll see you later.